Hi guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about habits and how they're built, but also when we are online, it's often easy to think that someone who may present showing fitness like myself, it's very easy. We don't see a lot of the behind the scenes. We also have this ability to often project into what we want to change outside of us rather than focusing on what we want to change inside of us. Now, habits in themselves are actually quite easy to change. It doesn't take the 28 or 66-day rule as suggested. However, if you look at yourself, so let's look, we go to work, we have ourselves adapt to that work environment and we display a different kind of character. We come online, we often display a different type of character. We go to our family, we often display a different type of character. So we are actually changing our habits in different environments every single day. That's how we know that habits are easy to change. The challenge is that we often struggle to adapt ourselves when we are in environments that aren't changing and we automatically change too. So for example, you want to eat healthy, but you are shopping with the same food, cooking the same food and eating the same food at home. Your environment hasn't changed. So you don't adapt that food. It's a lot harder. So when it comes to adaptation, that becomes a mindful process. And that mindful process is where the challenge begins. So the second thing to understand with habits need to be adaptable, mindful. They are possible to change. It's much easier to write a new habit than it is to cancel an old habit. That's why they say if you want to start drinking more water and you drink a lot of coffee, don't say I'm not going to have any more coffee, just say I'm going to have water, because you're writing a new habit rather than sticking that old neuro pathway, coffee in your mind. It's going to be a lot harder to give up. The other thing with regards to habits is that habits are seasonal, so they adapt and they change. We often think that when we set habits, they're going to be stock standard the same, but these habits are going to be needing to be adapted to our lifestyle, to our environment, to ourselves as we change. So for example, when I was younger keeping fit, I did a lot more cardio. Now at 40, I do a lot more weight workouts. In the last 2 years, I've had thoracic outlet syndrome where I couldn't even open a bottle with my left hand. I had to relearn handstands, handstand presses, deep back bends, and push-ups. Over that time, my fitness had to adapt, so it didn't look like all of those cool and gnarly moves that I love to do. It looked like a lot of basics and foundations and relearning skills. But that was still fitness. So we have to be understanding that fitness needs to be adaptable in the process of what we're doing, or nutrition needs to be adaptable. If we, for example, I was traveling in the US, I'm going to eat differently to what I am eating here in Europe. We don't have the same type of food. If I go home to Australia, I'm going to eat differently. However, that being said, I'm still going to look for those foods that are ideally the ones that are more healthy. The other thing that we need to understand in a sense of habits, and I think this is the most important one. We often have a goal. So my goals are things like I want to get deeper in my contortion, a completely flat middle splits. I'm working on my one arm handstand. I want to be stronger in my shoulder presses. I'd like to do 3 or 4 shoulder presses in a row. And these things go on and on. But if we look at a goal in the sense of where we want to be, we often lose motivation and get disheartened because it takes time, and sometimes we never even get there. But if we look at a goal in the person that we want to be and why we want to do it, it's going to become a lot more viable for us to have success. So for example, I want to do handstands because handstands for me really help my mental health. They really make me happy. They excite me because they're a play environment for my exercise. And if I can do handstands, I feel that in my 40s and 50s, I feel young. So I want to keep feeling young. So therefore, my goal for handstands is attached to this rather than I really want that one arm handstand. If I don't get that one arm handstand, I'm going to quit. Now, when we start to attach those goals about who we want to become, we also then become more successful. So for example, you're going to the gym, you set a new goal of going to the gym. And you're going to the gym because you want to be a healthier person. Not because you want to lose weight, not because you want a six-pack, not because your booty wants to go up, up, up. You want to feel better. You want to have more energy. You want to think clearer. You want to be able to go on a hike with a friend without huffing and puffing. Multiple reasons. So every time you go to the gym, you are automatically successful because you are becoming that person. But if you did every time you went to the gym and you wanted to be a certain weight and you weren't that weight, you would be unsuccessful. So when it comes to our goals, be mindful. Set your goals not for a pinpoint of the goal, like lose weight, but who you want to become and why. What is your why? Is it fun? Do you want to feel better, have more energy, be healthier? Do you want to not have the genetics of your family? Do you want to age better? Those things. And thirdly, when you are doing those goals, remember it is possible to change because you are adapting and changing yourself in every single circumstance with every single person. Therefore, you have an adaptation and you are available to change. So, work on these. Let me know how you go. If you have any questions, drop them below or send me a message and I'll bring some more soon. Have a great day full of magic. Ciao.